Hi, I'm Pastor Amy from St. John's. I want to talk a bit with you today about ashes as we approach the church holy day of Ash Wednesday. It's the day in the church that begins the season of Lent. This year, it's February 17th, 40 days or so before Easter. Like the 40 days of wandering in the wilderness the people of Israel did before they entered the Promised Land, Christians enter 40 days of preparation for the celebration of Jesus' resurrection at Easter. That starts with a symbolic recognition of our limitations and mortality. We are dust, and to dust we shall return. Now, as with everything else in our lives, even Ash Wednesday has been changed up this year because of the pandemic. Usually it's your pastors that have to worry about the messiness of ashes, while you just come up and get that smudge on your face. And while it might seem like a simple thing, there are some ways to get it wrong. So I want to talk you through what to do and, more importantly, what not to do this Ash Wednesday as we participate in this ancient practice of marking ourselves in our own homes. First, where does one get ashes from? Well, it's best not to raid your fireplace, barbecue grill, or fire pit for the remnants of your last Super Bowl party. Thankfully, our dedicated worship director, Stephen Johnson, is skilled at creating liturgical bonfires and spent a whole day in his backyard burning up any palm branches he could find laying around. He and Alicio spooned a generous helping of ashes into these little baggies. Now, where I come from in New York, this would have been much more challenging, but here in Sacramento, we have palm branches literally falling right into our laps or onto our cars. Now, once you have your bag of ashes, there are some tricks to making them stick. Now, it's not an exact science, but there are some cautions I will alert you to. The first key one is that you should never mix your ashes with water. I hope you won't fall victim to reverse psychology and try it just to see what happens. The scientists out there will know that the water and the ash form an irritating substance that can leave a nice red mark long after you've washed the ashes from your face. So the right mixture requires some olive oil. But how much oil, you might wonder? Well, that's a closely guarded pastor's secret. Just kidding. The answer is we really have no idea, and every year we spend a good bit of time in the sacristy at St. John's trying to mix up the right combination. You can experiment at home mixing oil into your ashes a drop or so at a time, or you can try dipping your finger into a little oil before dipping it into the ash as you mark yours or another person's forehead. With your baggie of ashes, we sent a helpful flyer with a reading, prayers, and the words to speak as you mark the ashen cross. Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. This will help you create your own ritual in your home, whether or not you can join us for one of the drive-in or Zoom worship experiences on Ash Wednesday. As we begin this season of self-reflection and wondering about our journey with Christ, may the Spirit that drives us into wilderness open our hearts to the incredible blessing of life with God.